This video will not be about me shooting my bow. Well, not really. I'll explain. Let's go. You see, the last couple of days have tested me. They've been a challenge, mentally. That voice inside my head, you know the one that speaks self-doubt, speaks limitations and negativity. It's been pretty loud. We all have these days. They come and go, right? Sometimes you're kicking ass, sometimes you're getting your ass kicked. But why do they happen? Is there something that I'm doing to allow them to creep in? And what can I do to minimize them? This time around, I think I've got it figured out. I think I've got it nailed down to one thing. And if you stick around, I'll share with you some of the tactics that I use to help. So, let's talk about it. Now I can give you all kinds of advice. Inspirational quotes that will help you out. Like, focus on the process. Don't focus on the results. You know, when times get hard, that's when you dig in and really push through. And hey, don't quit, don't give up. And that's all sound advice. You know, there's something to be said about not giving up, about finding that determination and that grit to keep carrying on when things are tough. And that's what I've been doing. See, my days have been good. They've been productive. I've been focusing on the process, not the results. But that voice is still so loud. And it's because I've been so focused on the action that I haven't put enough stock into my rest and recovery. Now, I used to be the guy that always said, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But since then, I've matured a bit. You see, I understand how important sleep is. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lecture you on the benefits of sleep. We all know how important it is. It's important for our physical recovery and our mental recovery. And in fact, there's scientific studies out there that show that if you're trying to learn a new skill or just learn something in general, getting a good night's sleep after you learn it increases your retention. But for the sake of this conversation, I will tell you that my sleep has not been enough. Now, it's different for everybody, right? Some people can function really good off of 4 or 5 hours of sleep, although I don't think that's very sustainable. Some function better off of 6 or 7 or 8 or even more. We're all different, right? It just depends. And you know, I already get up at 5 a.m. I don't want to get up any earlier. So, what am I going to do about it? Hey, I want to take a quick break here to say thank you for clicking on my video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you don't want to miss the next episode, click that notification bell. I appreciate you being here. Now, back to the action. Well, I'm going to give myself a bedtime. Just like I set an alarm in the morning to wake up, I'm going to set an alarm for the evening when I know it's time to go to bed. And drop everything right then and there. And do it. Now, that's going to be a challenge. And it sounds kind of silly, setting a bedtime. However, I've got to have the self-discipline so that I can work hard to minimize these cycles and these times of negative thoughts. Now, we're going to have good days and we're going to have bad days, right? But awareness of them, or self-awareness, goes a long way in helping us figure out and mitigate them. So what's one thing that you can do to increase your rest and recovery? One of those things that I do is I take naps. And see, I have a love-hate relationship with naps. I do like to take them, but a lot of the times, because I feel like I should always be doing something, I feel like they're a waste of time. But I'll be honest, sometimes they're just needed. And I've recognized that if I'm feeling tired or feeling a little bit groggy, sometimes that nap is needed. And I've noticed that when I am feeling that way and I sit down to get some work done, I actually do more procrastination or do some social media scrolling, or I'm just not focused in getting the things done. So if I can just sit down, lay down, shut my eyes for 15 minutes, and then I go sit down to do the same work, I just seem to be more focused and more productive. Now let me share with you a pro tip that I have figured out for my naps that might work for you. Now you see, this pro tip only really works if you enjoy coffee or you like coffee or you're a coffee drinker. However, one thing that I've done is right before I take my nap, I drink a cup of coffee. And then I take that nap, 15 minutes. Man, I wake up energized, focused, ready to take on whatever work or whatever task I've got at hand. All right, so I said I wouldn't lecture you on the importance of sleep, and I've spent a fair amount of time talking about it, but that's because it is so important. Getting your proper sleep throughout the night, and if you have to, take that quick little nap, right? But have you ever heard of this guy named Isaac Newton? He's got these laws of motion. All right, I'm being kind of a smartass, so let's just get back into it. And his first law of motion is that a body in motion stays in motion. That's basically what it says. And this explains my favorite tactic for these times when that voice is being loud. You're in that voice of negativity or you're tired. You see, I've learned over the years how important active recovery truly is. You know, in my workout programs, they're like 5 to 6 days a week. And usually you have 1 to 2 off days, right? However, mixed in those 5 or 6 days of work days, you actually have 1 day that's active recovery. It's actually a workout or something that you do with your body still in motion, but it's just less intense. So it's active recovery, and that's super important. And so you see, our brains need those active recovery days too. Those days when we're not overly taxing our brain, but yet we're still working on it. We're still, you know, putting it to use. And now that's where we tie it all back in to why I'm shooting my bow. This simple act of shooting my bow combines both the physical and the mental side of active recovery. You see, it's not overly taxing physically. I'm standing here, I'm shooting arrows downrange. Now your shoulder can get a little tired depending on how many ends you shoot. And mentally, it's not super challenging either, but it makes me use my brain. I've got to go through my steps that I do for my shot process. I've got to actively think about how I'm pulling through. It's different things. It's activating my brain, but not overly stimulating. And the best part about it is it also aligns with some of my goals, some of the things that I am working on to try and accomplish in my life. And I'll be honest, I grew up shooting a bow and then I got out of it for a while. But once I started getting back into it, I really realized how much I truly enjoy it. So the next time that this cycle rolls around and you're feeling negative, you know, that voice inside your head is loud, well, take a minute to sit down and think about the root of it. And if it's the lack of sleep or recovery that you need, then think back to this video and determine whether or not it's sleep you need or you need some active recovery. And then find that thing that you can do that will help you to keep your body in motion so you can stay in motion, but at the same time, recovering as well. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you spending some of your time with me. And if you found value in this and you think somebody else could benefit, please share this with them. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see another video similar to this one, check out right here. And as always, make the day great, make the day yours. We'll catch you next time. See ya!